Welcome back, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'm at the Carriage Trade Auto Auction. It's a public auto auction. I'm here to check out a small group of vehicles. I think it was a small collection, right-hand drive vehicles, and one includes a Skyline. There's some Pradas and some other unique cars that I want to get footage of, so let's head on in and see what we can find. Absolutely beautiful day for the auction on this sunny mid-90s day. We're going to start with the 1992 Nissan Skyline GT with the R32. All-wheel drive, 4-speed automatic. There are a couple variations of the Skylines. There were 43,937 total made between the years 1989 and 1994. This is a very clean, very straight specimen right here. However, very high mileage. These seem to have a cult-like following with the nickname Godzilla. The R32 is very popular and within the JDM culture, very sought after, winning races in Japan, Australia, and Europe. We have a little bit of rust bubbling through there. Need to see a rear wiper. All of these vehicles I'm going to show you have unique interiors that some need a little bit of help. This one here, just small areas that I picked out that could use a little bit of TLC. But you'll notice the 90s theme interiors really brings back memories and is so cool to see. I loved looking at these vehicles today. Unfortunately, these here, every single one of them, the battery is dead, and most of them wouldn't even take a charge. I could bring a jump start unit up to the vehicle and still would not start. You could see 207,000 miles on this one. However, don't fret, guys. These Japanese cars, they have a very, very strict inspection regimen in Japan, and if they find anything that needs attention and TLC, they replace it. I can't start this one. It has a little bit of juice. I even tried the jump start units that they have available at the auction with no avail. No luck whatsoever, which is a shame. I would love to hear this thing running. Another one from the collection that is sought after, but in a smaller niche. This is the 98 right-hand drive Volvo V70R all-wheel drive. This one holds a very strong following because of its performance, its unique characteristics, and its comfort all in one. A 2.3-liter turbo inline 5-cylinder, 247 horsepower, 258 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in a hefty 3,479 pounds. Can get to the finish line in 6.8 seconds. Top speed, 155 miles per hour. And again, you're going to see some of that unique interior design. This one's in okay shape. Hey, if you want to compare this to the Skyline we just looked at, this has more horsepower. The Skyline, 212 horsepower, 195.2 foot-pounds of torque compared to the 247 horsepower of this beast right here. Here we have something that looks very fun and I would love to get my hands on. We have a Ranchero lift kit. This is a 90s Toyota VX Limited. And the Limited, more leaning towards the Lexus Land Cruiser. Luxury. Had 4 different control zones for climate control. Got the polished aluminum wheels with the 30-inch mudders. Has the cow pusher. The underneath of all of these vehicles, really clean. Not like the Northeast here, where, if you could poke a screwdriver at it and it doesn't go through, that would pass here in the Northeast. These are clean and solid and strong and ready to go. This one here has the telltale signs of sitting in or near a paint shop or spray booth. Though that is that there's primer dust and dust from sanding. This thing hasn't been sanded. The paint is white and oxidized, but can be brought back. I would love to have the chance. But look at the interior of this thing. It has the wood grain trim, a real unique design to it, and 147,000 miles. But it's in pretty damn good shape for the mileage and the year. Look at the front of this beast. Let's move on to one of 3 or 4 different versions of the Toyota Land Cruiser 90 Prados. Different colors, different interior designs. You're going to get a kick out of these interior designs. These all came from Virginia, as you can see from their inspection sticker. And they're all slightly different, all high mileage, and they're known for their balance of off-road capability, comfort, and reliability. Incredible reliability when it comes to their running gear. They had many options. You can see underneath here, there's just a little bit of scaling. In the Northeast, this would be considered pristine. Check out the interior, typical 90s designs on this one and how it differs from the other ones. This production line started 1996, ran to 2002. The engine options, 2.7 liter inline 4, a 3.4 liter V6, a 3.0 liter diesel, and all of them had exceptional reliability. 241,000 miles just broken in. Now, if all of these would have started and I could hear them and experience them, go forward and back with them, I wouldn't even hesitate to pull the trigger on bidding on these. It makes it much more difficult when you can't even start them. I take a look at the 90s design, so typical and brings back the memories, and then wait till you see the next one. I think there's one more of these. By the way, guys, these here had an independent front suspension and solid rear axle, and were preferred to take off-road and did very well in inclement weather as well. Let's take a break from the Prados and go over to the Toyota Celsior. The Celsior was a Lexus LS, basically. It was the flagship luxury sedan. This ran from 1989 all the way up to 2006. This one is very, very clean. I wish I could have got it going. It paved the way for Lexus going forward, really. The 4.0 liter V8 runs forever if you just service them. 260 horsepower, 270 foot-pounds torque. A little bit of TLC, a little bit of detailing, inside and out, some polishing, some protection would go a long way with these. That's what they need. So they look like they haven't been run in forever, and that is not good for any automobile. And the very last product, this one here is rough. It needs more TLC than most, especially on the exterior. The interior is a little bit more different design, but with the higher mileage on these, they should go for a half decent price. $209,000 miles. I think it's time for its break-in service. Let's hop over to a right-hand drive Jeep, and you can see the flared fender. These are hot because, well, especially for mail carriers, but Japan modified these for their market, and they're quite a bit different. This one has a little bit of mileage as well. And again, Japan has that very strict inspection regulation regimen. So the vehicles are incredibly well maintained, mechanically anyway. Another thing to count on, the suspension frame underneath, rust-free for the most part, because Japan doesn't treat their roads like we do over here with salt and brine and calcium and all sorts of garbage. So that's the lineup, and I'm excited to look into these. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, do some homework, come back with some bids. Okay guys, I'm gonna head out, get a little bit of lunch. I took pictures of all the tags. They were in Japanese. I'm gonna have to have my phone translate them for me, do a little bit of homework and research, and then I'll be back in time for the opening of the first car that rolls through, and definitely the Skyline first. Maybe I'll throw a bid on it if it doesn't get carried away quickly, which sometimes it does here, but we'll see. If I bring something home, you will see it on the channel. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. Catch you in the next video.